Hello everyone, today let me make a brief introduction on the V-M08i multifunctional morphology analyzer for veterinary use from Drophil Biotech to you. And here you can see these analyzers. And now we can connect to the power cable and start the operation, and we can run a demonstrative patient sample test together. After connecting the power cable, now we can turn on the analyzer. It takes a few seconds to run the self-test and the system warm up. Okay, now we can log in the system. Okay, in this interface you can see the different functional modules of this analyzer. For example, first when we are doing the first installation, now we can connect to the internet first. Okay, now the connection is established. And besides the internet connection, we also need to connect for the list system to print the report. And here for the list system, we can support different interfaces. For example, the serial ports, the LAN ports, and as well as the Wi-Fi. So here you can see there is 3 different testing types for this analyzer. For example, here you can see the blood sample test for veterinary. Here you can see we can support the 5-part CBC test and the 5-part with the reticulocyte test here. And now this system supports the species including the dogs and cats and others. Besides the blood test, we can also run the fecal test and the urine test in this system using different reagent cartridges. For this part, they are also supporting the dogs and cats. Okay, now let me introduce the reagent cartridge for the 5-part CBC with the reticulocyte. Here you can see the lot number, the expiration dates, and for this package is 30 tests in 1 kit. And the storage temperature is 5 to 30 degrees Celsius. You can consider this is the room temperature. The shelf life is 2 years. And here let's open the cartridge. In each reagent kit, you'll find the reagent information cards. Here we will use the activation codes to input the reagent information into the system. And here the instructions for use includes the operation procedure and some cautions and other information for this reagent. And here you can see we will need the reagent cartridge. The tips and the sampler are included in the reagent kit. Here you can see the reagents in the plastic films, and this box contains the sampling tips and the micro sampler. Sampling tips and 30 micro sampler for the blood collection. And now you can see the reagent information like the lot numbers, they are all printed in the plastic bag. Now let's open the kit and prepare for the test. Please pay attention to the operations when handling the reagent cartridge. Your hands need to hold in this side of the reagent cartridge. And remember, never touch any part of the plastic and the glass part, because the microscope will take a picture about these glasses. And here are the reagents for the dilution and for the staining. Okay, for the 5-part CBC test with the reticular side, you can support the whole blood and the peripheral blood. And now we support two different sampling models. For example, if you are using the if you are using the pipette, be careful to make sure the sampling volume is 30 microliter. Take 30 microliter blood and insert into the reagent cartridge. Okay, now besides the sampling by the pipette, we can also use the microsampler provided in the reagent kit to make the sample collection and aspiration. For this one, we also support the whole blood and the peripheral blood, and this one, for example, the EDTK2. Here, now we finish the sample collection and insert this into the reagent cartridge. And now the sampling is finished, and we are going to load the reagent cartridge to the analyzer and run the test. Now we finish the patient sample aspiration, and now we can go to the next step to run the test. This one is the 5-part CBC with the reticular side test, so we will choose the blood sample test function. Now we insert the reagent cartridge into the analyzer and take one of the tips provided with the reagent kit and input it to this hole. And now we can input the patient information here. For example, we assume this one is the sample from dogs. And now we can input the owner's name. And now select the test items. This one is the CBC with the reticular side. After all the information are inputted, and now we can click to start the detection. Confirm the reagent and the patient information again. Everything is correct. Okay. We will take around 8 minutes to finish the reticular side test with the 5-part CBC. Okay, now we obtain the test reports for this patient sample. Wow. And here there is 3 histogram and the parameters, and we also check the images taken by the analyzer. Okay, now we can search for the test reports from the result review function. View the details and click here. You can send this report to the list server and then print the test report. Okay, now we can check the report in the list server. Okay, now let's enter the list server. And now here is the report that we finished just now, and click the print. Okay, now we finish the test and get the printed report here. For different test items, the histogram, and the real images of the microscopic. You can see the 5 tips and the reticular side here.